Hello, everyone. Welcome to Multifamily Deals and Dollars podcast. My name is Kiran, your host, and I have a special guest, Alvero Besa, who is CEO and part owner of Triple Harbour Capital and multifamily investor, and also amazing lawyer. Welcome, Alvero, to the show.
Thank you, Kiran. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. So, Alvaro, you are immigrant and you are a lawyer, and it will be 5 years in Canada. You mentioned,
In
this October.
October. Yeah,
Nice, nice. Congratulations. It's a beautiful country,
it is a beautiful country. Yeah, I like the people here. They're very nice
and
people.
then it's a land of opportunities. You can do anything.
Oh
And
yeah,
nice. So
100%.
yes. So how you got into real estate from law?
Well, I started in real estate in Chile. I'm originally from Chile. I
Hmm.
started 15 years ago. I used to buy single family homes. I still own a couple in there, and I had land for development.
Nice.
I moved here in October 2020. And well, I'm a lawyer in Chile. I'm not licensed here, but after a while, you discover it's all the same, basically. The same principles, the laws are pretty similar. So, but it gives you this toolbox of stuff you're carrying with yourself, even if you don't notice.
Hmm.
But it's really helpful for doing this. So, when I was about to come here, I came from a job, but I really want to move here because I was really attracted to the real estate world in North America. I think it's much easier to grow and to scale here than it is in my country. I started with my coach, with Alfonso, in March 21. So I was
Nice.
here like 5 months or something. But it wasn't until 2022 that I started doing things. I met my partner, Rodrigo Parada, out of chance in March 22. I moved to Alberta in June 22. I used to live in Montreal,
Mm,
especially for it was, it was a lot of advantages of living here, especially in real estate. I knew it was gonna blow up because of the taxes of the landlord tenant laws and everything. It makes it very attractive. So we moved to Calgary in June 22. I started working with my partners the same year, and now we own 130 units, and we have an investment fund, and we're about to we just put under contract a new land development site just outside of one of our recent acquisitions in Edmonton, 26
nice.
building. And also, we're looking for more deals because it's getting harder to get them. There's a lot of people coming here, especially from the east. But there is always opportunities, always.
Yes, opportunities are everywhere. And then also, someone can look at the deal and it can be buy and hold, right?
Yeah.
And another investor, more experienced, can look at as a how can we add units? Once you add the units, you can increase the NOI and refinance. And another investor who is a land developer can look at the opportunity and see that entire is like can see as a like gold mine, right? Rather than buy and hold. And you can demolish and look into zoning and you can build another 5 story, 6 story, right? So I think deals are like you create the deals rather than finding the deals, and it's and that skill, that the intellectual currency comes with the knowledge and with experience.
Oh, absolutely. I always recommend new investors to start with old stuff.
Hmm.
I think making mistakes if is unavoidable, especially if you're a human being. So when you make mistakes with existing stuff, I think they are easier to fix. You can make a lot of mistakes in development because there is a lot of moving targets, a lot of variables that you don't have power over.
Right.
So and as a matter of fact, we have been doing deals for 3 years, but existing stuff, so old buildings have been great to us. So we keep buying them.
Yes,
The other
and
stuff is more shiny and glamorous and wow, but I think I'm more attracted to doing good businesses than to glamour.
yes, and then other thing is there is a less risk because the markets can change, right? And
Yes.
the cap rates can change, the rental vacancy can change. And on the older buildings, your building is already there, population is already there, vacancy, current vacancy is there. You can run by higher vacancy rate,
Oh,
and you
100%.
already have the inspection done, you already have the appraisal done, right? Like you run as worst case scenario, and then you know where you're going.
Exactly.
And then when somebody new who has not done land development before, it's like open canvas, you can paint anything, right? You can be a Picasso, or you can be,
Yeah.
just put it in the garbage.
Oh, and sometimes I don't know. It could be that the guy who gave the building permits in the city government just retired, and they're looking for somebody new. And instead of 2 months, it took 7 months to you, and you have to cover all that gap with the interest because most of us work with other people's money. So it's a real nice thing to do, but I think you have to have a little mileage first.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And then, like somebody can be specialized in one strategy, and then that works out for them, right? Somebody can be, another strategy that works out for them. That's also stay in your lane, being expert in one thing, and then rather than um, jack of all trades.
100%.
Yes. So you have family in Calgary, and you are investing in Alberta, and you have properties in Montreal too.
I don't have properties in Montreal. My partner does.
Mhm.
Yes, I have a family here. I have a wife and three boys. I didn't acquire anything in Montreal before I went. I come here because I think you can make money there, but it's much easier when you're a local. Okay,
Right.
certain laws you have to knew very well, so you know the right way to go. I think Alberta is more friendly in that way to new investors. Legislation is simpler. Taxes are lower. For instance, we don't have land that tax the church in Ontario, the land
Land
tax.
transfer tax. Yeah, we have in BC too.
We have a land transfer fee. It's like 2 or 3 or 4K for I don't know,
Title
14 buildings.
transfer. Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
That's great. And then affordability, right? Like a lot of people coming to Alberta for because of affordability
Oh yeah.
and being landlord friendly, and then also the lower price for getting into the market, right? And the
Oh
higher
yeah.
zoning and cherry on the top. Yes,
No, our first building it was two buildings side by side, 38 units, and we bought it for 50K a door.
nice.
I never saw that in the other provinces, to tell you the truth. It was it was a very nice project. It was very good to us. It allowed us to do a lot of the things we're doing now. It was a lot of work, by the way. I think really not very not too many people talk about the how is the everyday work in real estate. Sometimes it's not
Yes,
pretty.
yes.
But if you do the work, you have the right people. I'm blessed with two great partners and also with a great team. We just hired somebody to help us with the taxes and the accounts and everything. A controller, she's great. We just switched property managers. We have been doing some improvements in the operations. I'm in charge of the operations, so regarding lawyers, regarding a lot of things. And no, it's been great. We started from nothing. We didn't have $4,000 to pay an appraisal. Nobody knew us, or just a few people. I was very new in the country. Rodrigo was in Quebec, so no, it's a lot of work, but it's doable. I always say the same thing. It's not for geniuses. You have to work a lot. You have to be willing to work a lot, but it's not for Einstein or something like that. Yeah.
Yes, and then and also the partnerships, right? Like one thing I want you to share with the audience that a lot of people are hesitant to having a partnership, right? And then you have been amazing, team and at the Triple Harbor. So how how your skills complement to each other, and then how important is running a team together, and um, what is actually the benefits of having a team,
Wow,
for the projects.
it's a very good question. I think the benefits are by the hundreds. It's you can scale faster. You can have a reach that you would be very difficult to hire by yourself. In my case, I knew very little people, especially at the beginning. Both my partners, Remy Noel, is in Edmonton. He's from here, so he knows a lot of people. Rodrigo's from Montreal. He's from Montreal. But it's in terms of skills, especially at the beginning, it's like dating. Okay, it's the same. But fortunately for us, our skills are not. I don't know how Remy does what he does. I don't know how Rodrigo does what he does. They don't know how I do what I do. So it's a very good compliment.
Yes.
Rodrigo is very good with numbers, with business strategy. Remy is very good. He is a contractor. He owns a contracting company, so he's very good at. He goes into a building, and in 20 minutes, he knows exactly what has to be done. Uh, a ballpark of what is going to be the cost. He is also very good with numbers. I'm a lawyer, so numbers sometimes are not my best suit. I'm more in the operations side. I talk to the lawyers. I talk to, for example, now we're closing our investment fund with investors that are using some of them cash, a lot of them, most of them registered funds. So I walk them through the process. I talk to the EMD, the extended market dealer. We have to use one of those because of the size of the fund. I talk to the lawyers that manage our fund, to the accountants. So I'm the guy who's doing the boring work, but that is very necessary to make
Run.
things
Right,
happen.
and then it needs to be all legal, right? Like and more thing I wanted to share with the audience that you know not a lot of people are aware that they can invest their RRSP, their TFSA, and then their RESP too,
Yeah,
into real estate. And I think people only know that they need to save money in their RRSP, that to find their primary residence, and then for the down payment. But can you share with the audience more about how people invest their registered funds?
oh, absolutely. To give you a comparison, we have RSPs in Chile, but you cannot touch them until you retire.
Really?
You cannot touch them unless you want to pay the taxes. So
Okay.
in Canada, you have the advantage that you can use those funds to invest in real estate. It's a huge responsibility to us, and you have to be very thorough, very organized, and very methodic, because at the end of the day, it's the money that people is saving for their retirement.
Mhm.
So basically, we have the MFT, a mutual fund trust, that, by the way, it sounds so cool and complicated, but we did it out of desperation to close on our first deal 2 years ago. We had at that time maybe 90% of the funds were RSPs. We tried 4 different strategies, none of them work. When the last one failed, my wife started crying because it was. But we created the MFT. Now we have an investment fund within the MFT, and people can use their registered funds of any kind to invest in real estate through our fund. Basically, We have a very thorough system. First, you meet with Parvis, that is our EMD, the extended market dealer. They vet you as an investor, not me or not us. Once you're approved, you go to the lawyers. In this case, it's a national firm, Castles. They are going to vet you as an investor as well, prepare all the paperwork. Then they're going to send everything to Odyssey. That is the trust that we work with. It's a smaller version of Olympia. Okay. And after they approve you, they send the money to the project because we don't, and that's one of the advantages. We don't touch that money, it goes straight to the project. And when we finish the project and we pay you back, all that payback, interest, whatever, goes back to the trust, not to you. And you can use it again if you want. In our case, we believe in having a sustainable business. So if we care about our investors now, we have a high percentage of them coming back for the next deal. We do that by being very transparent with fluent communication. Sometimes I talk to investors over the weekend so I can help them through the way. And if I have any kind of problem or issue or whatever, I'm going to reach out to them first. I'm not going to wait them to call me. I'm going to call them with a solution, of course. That really gives people a lot of trust. We really want to work with our investors for many, many years, not just in this particular project. So it's a very good way in putting those RSPs to work while you cannot touch them or use them for something else.
Right, absolutely. And then so Audacity, I did not know that they help out with registered funds, but I remember that few like a long time ago when I was working as a nurse, I would go to the bank and they will talk to me about this RSP, and they will talk to me about that you can put in the far or like market,
Yeah.
and then do you want low risk, high risk, or medium risk? What do I know, like what is that thing? I
Yeah.
never understood that. Now I feel more comfortable with the real estate because I know what property my funds will be going to, or what property, what is the income of the property, and what is the expenses, right? Like that is under my control. I can pick a particular property, or that where my
100%.
funds going. When it's with like nothing wrong with the banks, but
No,
like
no.
when it's with the banks, it's out in the world, in that like in the universe, that I don't have a control where they are going to invest my money. They're working for me, but of course there is middle fee, but I don't know that. I'm there's no control. There's no control if another country fights with another country, and now my funds they are into, or another company fights with Google, fights with Apple, or something happens, then
Yeah.
my funds in that thing I don't have control over.
You don't have the time either.
Yes, and then I don't know that, right? And then with the education and with the knowing that which property, and it's easy to understand.
Exactly.
You look at the income and expense, and what is what cap rate, when what the property is going to be worth. And I feel more I think it's easy to understand, and also it's more transparent.
That's why we always do with the investors that are able to come or that lives nearby, or maybe they come for a conference. We always do walkthroughs with the investors. It really gives you a lot of trust as an investor when you can walk, watch, touch your investment. It's very different, like you say, when, yeah, I owe 100,000 stocks from Apple. Yeah, and how many they are? I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
It's easier to understand, it's more palpable. And I think, and to me, the 15 years I've been in this have been very rewarding, very, no, I think it's one of the best ways to go, because if you see the returns on investment on all kinds of investments in Canada in the past 25 years, real estate's always is going maybe slower, maybe faster, but it's always up, up, up.
right? People will always need a place to live, and people will always they would eat, and they would need a grocery store. They would always need these kind of system and communities. And with the Canada's population, I know the immigration, but like we for the economy, we need that people coming in, and that is we had in housing crisis. So I'm not worried about the vacancy, because numbers talk, right? So I feel more comfortable, because tomorrow something else will come, more advanced than Apple. There will be always something coming, right? And Tim Horton, there was another different coffee, something else came, another new trend came. Like, with the multifamily properties, with the real estate, it's always there.
Yeah, and on top of that, Kiran, I was thinking about this. Your other clients besides your investors are your tenants.
Hmm.
If you don't bring any value to the building and you keep raising the rents, it's I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to us.
Retention, yeah,
We
retention is not
always
there.
believe in first ask your tenants what kind of trouble, what kind of issues they think the building has. I don't know, the other day one of the tenants said, heating is in the winter, it's not that it's cold, that it could be better. We Because of the financing, we were requested to put high efficiency boilers. So we put the best boilers we can find because they are going to last longer. And also, our tenants are going to be more comfortable in the winter. And because of that, if your people feel you're taking care of them, they're going to take care of your building as well.
Yeah,
So
keeping the
everybody
building
wins.
clean, keeping the hallways clean, the common areas clean, they will clean their rooms, right? So,
No, and give them a space to live that if you're not willing to live there, something's wrong.
yes, yeah.
Something's wrong. You have to be willing to live there if you want other people to live there.
Yes, and then also, like, that's integrity, right? Like
Yes.
doing the same thing what you would do for yourself,
No,
and
100%.
same thing goes for the investors, same thing for tenants, and then take care. This is one famous quote. Your clients are your biggest marketing. You take care of your investors, they will take care of your marketing. Take care of your tenants, they will take care of your, they're like the biggest advertisement for other people to come and rent out that building, right?
No, 100%. And it's reality. We just bought a 26 unit in Edmonton. First time we buy anything in Edmonton, and people were kind of annoyed with us because they feel we're the same way the old owner was, and we wasn't that way. We started doing improvements right away. We're now fixing because it has commercial stuff in the first floor. We're already fixing a lot of stuff. Those tenants were complaining for a while. The same with the resident tenants. They have complaints, they have concerns, and we are addressing them. For example, nobody sees the roof. You cannot see it from the streets. The
Yes.
tenants cannot see it, but they can feel when it's wrong. You have
Mhm.
leaks, you have dripping, you have not enough heat in the winter. We already fixed the roof, and it's really an $80,000 fix that nobody's going to see, but they are going to feel.
Yes, yes. And like anything, I believe that anything you spend on the building, either increases its value or decreases the expenses. And using that money or the funds, carefully, increase like retention of the tenants and increase the value of the property, because now the roof is fixed. That's good for another like 20, 30 years, right? No leakage, and less heat loss, and then no less heat bill, right? So it all ends up with the common goal. Yeah.
It's
Every
100% like that. Yes.
and every action has its results, right? Like I'm a big fan of Newton's third law. Every action has its equal and opposite reaction.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
anything we do, and it comes back to us. Yeah.
And the way you treat your building goes in exact proportion of the kind of the quality of tenants you're going to have.
Yes.
It couldn't be more accurate, or it's like it was designed by an engineer or something.
Mhm.
The better fit you have your building, the better quality of tenants you're going to get, and they're going to take care of your building much more than maybe other kind of tenants.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you so much, Alvaro. Thank you for coming to the show and sharing with the audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiran. Especially, I'm going to tell your audience that Kiran was one of the first people that helped us when we started. He gave us some private lending we needed desperately. He helped us in the worst moment. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day. Thank you for having me, Kiran.
Thank you.
Bye.